here.
You're on the punchline with Kelly Pavlik and James Dominguez, and welcome to the show.
Yep, welcome to the show. I'm just trying to get the password put in here.
Here, James.
I already shut it off. It's good. I'll just use my phone.
What's going on, Pete?
I had to switch over to another system here because it wasn't.
I don't know. We got two different Wi-Fi's back here.
Yeah, we do. All right, we are back. I had to switch over to let me shut this down. What's up, Esteban? So.
What's up, Virgil?
What's up, Virgil? So let's start the show. We had a good weekend in New York City. We got home Sunday afternoon, right?
Yeah, we did.
Sunday afternoon.
Nice weekend.
Cold weekend.
Yeah,
I thought we were gonna die on Friday night, didn't you? In that train.
And I get figured out there's no easy route to get from New Jersey over to New York.
So, absolutely not. There is no easy route. Thank you, Sergio. And Sergio had a good weekend. Sergio went to work a fight in Atlanta with Terry Moss at the Buckhead Fight Club. He did his first fight. So
I seen the pictures of that.
Virgil said, "I just missed y'all here." We did too. We would like to have stayed, but
too much going on.
A lot going on, and but we will catch you soon. I'm sure we're going to catch you somewhere, either in California or Dallas. We have a busy couple months, don't we?
Yeah, Virgil. When are you going to be out in California again? Or I mean, when you guys will be? What you already told me earlier. We won't be there. You'll be out in Dallas,
and then they got a fight probably planned.
Then when we go to Dallas, he'll be back in California.
Hi, Amanda. It's Nate and Amanda watching. That's good. That's good. Love the Oxnard habit. Spence going to score a hat trick of knockdown. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that, right?
Yeah.
You know what? What I don't understand is
stop calling that fight.
I'm going to say it. When did we all go to bed one night and then we wake up and Earl Spence was Ivan Drago? When did he become a one-punch knockout artist?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't see where it's going to be a rollover fight. I don't. I mean, can there possibly be a knockout towards the end of the fight?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
But is he going to run through him in the first, second, third, fourth? No. You're talking about an elite guy. He couldn't do that to Lamont Peterson or Chris Algieri, and Mikey's better than both of them.
Yep.
And what is Chris Algieri? A natural 140?
Yeah, he is.
He's a small guy.
Not really a big power puncher either.
Depends.
Good dude, though.
Good dude. Great dude. You guys going to Canelo fight, Dylan? No, Dylan. We keep ourselves one fight budgeted a month, and Canelo wasn't on the budget this month, but we'll be in there. You know what I mean? Unless anybody wants to sponsor us, and then we're down, right? Speaking of that, Sergio, have your family sponsor the show.
Yeah. Virgil goes, depends if he has a fight, but next time cocaine and hookers on me.
That's right, Virgil. That's right.
Cocaine off the butt crack.
How you doing, Stephanie? She's funny, by the way, Stephanie. I've been on Facebook when she's been on there. She's funny.
What's up, Louie?
Nearly almost anybody's funny if they laugh at my jokes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got a sense of humor.
Well,
that's the problem. Nobody's got a sense of humor no more.
Yeah, they get offended, right?
Touchy.
Spence was behind on my card against Brooke. You know, I had that fight really even up until the knock.
Close fight.
I had it really close, but I think I had Spence a little bit ahead. What about the Millie? What the hell's he talking about? The Millie.
I don't know.
Sergio speaking alcohol again. He's speaking
Mally. M-A-L-I-E.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Sergio speaking booze again. Yeah. I don't speak that language. I love the Jersey East route. 2 City got extra rooms. I don't know that route. Do you? Where can I get a hat like that? In Oxnard, foo. That's where you get a hat like that. In Oxnard, foo. Or you can buy mine. They're on sale.
Buy James.
Buy mine.
$45.95.
$29.99.
Oliver goes, what's up, fellas? I want to meet you jokers in Dallas.
For sure. Sure.
Do that.
We're gonna have a what's that? A pre-show in Dallas, right?
Yeah.
And a meet and greet. And so yeah, you can definitely do that.
Did not look too. What's up, Robert?
Hey, Robert, how you doing?
Darren says Brooke did not look too good.
We got the great Robert Garcia on the page, so everybody be on their best behavior.
He told me he's been in the habit of kicking ass recently too.
Yeah, Robert said he's there to train boxing and kick ass, and there's no boxing going on this weekend, right? What's up, Robert? He said there's no boxing this weekend, so he's kicking some ass.
Yep.
He's going to be in New York this weekend with Virgil,
That's
and
right.
you know we wish Virgil Ortiz the best. He's one of the guys that we're highest on, you know, and proud of everything he does. And I loved the comment that we made this past weekend in New York.
That was funny.
That was funny, and me and you were the only ones that still had a smile on our face, wasn't it?
Yeah.
If you guys, can I say it? I'm not gonna make fun. Well, what happened was, guys, we were in New York, me and Kelly were, and Teofimo Lopez and his son was there, and Ellie Sekback, good guy. Ellie's a great guy. But and some of the brass at Top Rank were there, and I guess Teofimo's father had a what do you call it? Words with Lomachenko that he was trying to call Lomachenko out for a fight. Well, Lomachenko was like whatever, and walked away, and Teofimo's dad was going in on him and going into town to a fight, calling him a pussy, all whatever. Anyway, Ellie said, why he's talking shit later on, Ellie said, who would you guys like to see a fight? And at the same time, me and Kelly said, well, we'd like to see Teofimo fight Virgil Ortiz. Everybody got quiet. Everybody everybody's jaw hit the ground. And it was like, and like they went silent because you know what? I think at that moment shit got too real, didn't it? Like this is just not a call out. That's something that could happen.
Because it's more of a reality. Them two fighting right now too.
And then I just remember their faces like, I can't believe that just happened. So yeah, it was funny though. I mean, you know, and I think part of
But you know what? His dad was cool too. Though.
His dad is cool.
Yeah,
very
they
cool.
were.
But that's his job as his father. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to think your son's invincible. You know what I mean?
Try and get him, you know, the big fight.
But
you know, and I look at it both ways on that. Like, boxing's a brutal business. You want to make the money while it's out there.
Yeah.
But I also believe at the same time, take the route and make the money, climbing up the ladder, get the experience, and then go in there and fight and make the paydays.
True.
You may even be able to win a world title before that and talk about making a couple mil or $1 million and then get a big fight like that. But if you go into a fight like that with Lomachenko at this stage,
yeah, and you know,
too early.
But also, I want to be the first to say, Teofimo has a high upside. That kid he's a nice kid, respectful, and he can fight.
Yeah, he can.
You don't that power that he showed is not like that's not just a fluke knockdown. When you hit a guy and he goes face first and he twitches like he's been shot.
Well, I mean, to me, it looked like he knew that's what was going to happen in the fight.
He said, Robert Garcia said, I like Teofimo, but he got a better chance against Loma. I agree, Robert. And that's what we said. And we shut the whole operation down at Top Rank for a second when we said that. Everybody looked at us like they can't believe we just said it. But, you know, part of what we do is be honest. And I'm not going to, you know, at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck about credentials. I don't give a fuck about none of that. I'm not going to kiss anybody's ass, or you're not going to just, you know, they asked, Ellie said, who would you like to see fight? And then even Ellie looked like, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it'd be a good fight.
But, yeah, and you know, I really do. And I mean, I think what Robert's doing with Virgil Ortiz is amazing. He's making him more diverse, and
that's what I'm going on, like what I'm saying too, but kind of what Robert's going on. Even with Loma though, and Virgil. Top Rank, you know, since Lomachenko came up and he fought for a world title in his second fight, and then won a world title in his third fight, and everybody, you know, the one guy came on and said, well, then everybody can do that. Then nobody's doing it. You know what I mean? Loma was one of those rare exceptions that the guy was 398 and won as an amateur.
396, yeah. Close.
396 and won. And undefeated and lost one fight as a pro. I mean, so 2 fights out of all them fights. But what I'm saying is, with Teofimo, the kid can fight, and he's still early in his career, and he has all the potential in the world to become a world champion. So yeah, for right now, keep going up the ladder the way he is, you know, and avoid a couple fights here and there. Get 3 or 4 more fights under your belt.
Oh, we got a question, a YouTube question, Kelly.
Yeah.
James Samsung 54 said, James, Conor McGregor is a big 154-pounder in boxing with a thunderous left hand. He went 10 rounds with the best boxer in the world with no boxing experience. How would he do against Charlo at 54? To be honest with you, I honestly believe that Floyd carried him a little longer than he should have just to make it a fight. You got to remember, Floyd is not a big puncher at 54 or 47. He hasn't been a big puncher. Charlo is a legit puncher at that weight. And I think that it would be stupid for Conor McGregor to fight him with no experience. Charlo, I'm not sold on Charlo yet because he hasn't fought anybody. But Charlo is still too much for any guy in the MMA right now.
Yeah.
He's that good.
I mean, you know, I was going back on that. You look at it, any which way you look at it, if he would have fought a natural middleweight that day, somebody his size, he would have got hurt bad. Styles make fights. Mayweather's not a knockout type guy. Yep. And, yeah, he needs to stick with the MMA.
Robert said, you guys need to come to my gym. Remember, Robert, we told you January we'll be there. January 7th, we're coming in town.
We'll be out there in January.
We're going to be down there
for a week.
Yeah, we're going to be out for a week. We're doing the Rogan show. So we definitely are going to come see you, Robert. Yeah, and we're excited about it. That's one of our main reasons to come. We want to come hang out. We want to help Ellie. We want to have our own show with Ellie.
It'll be fun.
It's going to be called the Ellie Setback James Kelly show.
The punchline with Ellie Setback.
That's what I'm trying with that. You know, there was John Ferruzzi went here about what do you guys think about Loma? His right shoulder to me didn't look right. I disagree, and let me tell you why. Now you got Robert on the show too, which will help you out. Maybe he could answer it too. But Loma's around a great team. He has the best doctors. He has a shit ton of money. Let's not trick ourselves to believe that Aegis Klimas and Top Rank would let Loma go out injured still and fight. Let's not even believe that would happen for a second. There's too much invested in Lomachenko to even take that chance. You know, it might have been the fact that Pedraza was awkward, the way he kept his...
What factor of what?
What?
Of what?
His right shoulder, because Loma didn't use his right hand.
But I'm still like...
His right hook.
Curious, like, what happened in the fight that everybody's like, oh, you didn't this, that?
They're saying that Loma didn't use his right hook. The way Pedraza was set, and he was really awkward, and it was a hard way to throw that left. It's hard.
Or it could have been the fact that maybe that in training camp, because he just came off of surgery, that he wasn't in the habit of using it much in sparring, and it kind of carries over into a fight.
But do I believe
and
that
that's probably the main thing that happened.
Yeah, but do I believe he was injured or hurting still? No, absolutely not.
He probably didn't use it in training that much at all because he was a little nervous at first, especially the first week or two of sparring, and then you just get in the habit of that. A lot of things happen in sparring and habits.
I also believe, Robert says perfect, I actually believe that he was awkward too. The way he kept his feet on the outside of Lomachenko, the way he turned his body made it hard for him to throw a right hook.
No, it just irritated me with people, you know, stating that, oh, he looked like this and that, and coming down on Lomachenko because of one fight. Because, like, why? You got hit more than 10 times finally in a fight that he's overrated?
Hey, Hector Torres is watching. I just want to tell Hector thank you for taking care of us at Top Rank and making sure we were credentialed. It was great seeing you, Hector. Thank you for everything.
We appreciate that, bro.
And tell Sibo we said hi. And tell that other girl there that she's my new girlfriend. You know, what was the other girl working? The one with, like, the Polish name that was working up front? When Sibo wasn't there and Hector was out chasing the crowd.
Oh, yeah, she did a good job,
yeah,
too.
she's my new girlfriend, by the way. She just doesn't know it yet.
Yeah.
Meow.
Derek Cook. The Ghost, Kelly Palick. I love watching you fight. I looked up to you growing up, and you're still my idol. Can I get a shout-out, please? And if you could, message me on Facebook later. It's been a dream to meet you, and let's at least get a signed picture to hang in my room if you have time. I will, Derek, and thanks, bro. I appreciate you being a fan, man. Yeah. Definitely.
Derek, message, subscribe to the show and like it and hit that little bell, and I'll make sure you get a signed picture. We'll send you an address to send it, and I'll make sure it gets signed for you.
We'll get you a good one. And on top of that, we'll get you a nude of James.
Get me a nude?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. It's like a tripod. Hey, Benny said, looking good, James. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Benny. I appreciate it, bro. Did I get another question? Did you send me another question?
It was,
oh, good show, guys. Thank you, Jess. I appreciate it.
That's Yetta's sister.
Who?
That girl, Basana.
Basana, is that what her name?
Yeah. Your future girlfriend.
My future girlfriend. Hey, Hector, hook it up for me, bro. Hook it up, Hector, and I'll dance at your wedding.
Thanks, Alicia.
Thank you, Alicia. You know, and we don't thank Alicia Taylor enough for what she does for us. She has her own business going on, and she's helping learning to promote fights, and she's doing, you know, the business part of boxing in Texas, and she still makes time for us. I just want to thank her for everything she does. Definitely. Simon Rubakava, definitely Damon Martinez and Amy Green, and also our favorite, the most important The big Fortuna, the big tuna himself.
He's all right.
He's all right. He's all right. He did stand us up in New York, though, didn't he?
He did.
He stood us up. We waited for him till like midnight, too.
He's probably like, that's for all the time you motherfuckers don't let me know what's going on with the show. Last minute, hit me up.
Oh, Derek said, how do I subscribe? Derek, you go to punchline.live, and then you'll go to Punchline, and you'll get on there. You can subscribe right to YouTube and to the show, and you hit that little bell icon and like, and you're good to go.
Yeah, so go to punchline.live and hit the YouTube, and when it pops up, hit subscribe.
Yes, Pete. You know what, guys? I will give you guys the address right now if you guys want to write it down, where you can send the picture that what you want signed and the self-addressed envelope, because I cannot afford to send them back. Because one time we did that and it cost me like $200 in 1 month to send everything back.
Where?
Remember the shirt and the shoes and all the other stuff we were sending back when I first started the show?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was expensive. And those shoes went to like England. Remember that? Yeah, it was like $60.
Hold on, got a YouTube. Nick F. Any thoughts on the end of HBO boxing? Love seeing the ghost on the final tribute video knocking out Taylor.
We will get to all that here in a minute, guys.
Thanks, Nick.
You want to answer it now?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Any thoughts? Yeah, well, we're going to tap into it more. I mean, it sucks, you know, it truly does, but it is what it is. HBO, they were struggling. As you can see, the attendance, I think, at the last fight wasn't as good as they wanted it to be.
Well, that's because Loma fought on the same night.
Yeah.
And I think that was not an accident. You know what I mean? There's no such thing as a happy accident in boxing, is there?
No.
Hey, they're like, you know, let's get a date. They go, let's get a date. You know, how about the 8th? Because HBO has a card now. Let's just jam it up HBO's ass one last time, right?
Yeah, I don't think they did that on purpose.
What?
They didn't do that.
No, they didn't. Nobody does, do they? How many times?
Especially going like you said. I mean, it's the last fight. They're not going to do that. HBO ain't going to be around, so they're not a competitor.
No.
You know?
But you know, it's good to give them a good. It's like give them a good ass raping before it's time to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Steve Z said Pedraza Loma was a great chess match until the 11th. Props to Pedraza. He's got good skills. I agree, Steve. And you know, I was really shocked and taken aback how big Pedraza was. He was bigger than I thought, and he was a lot bigger than Lomachenko. I don't think it made the difference to his size because of the skills. Mm-hmm. But I want to be the first to say, Lomachenko won nine of the 12 rounds.
I didn't have it a fight.
It wasn't a close fight.
No, I'm going back on that. Like if he gets hit more than 11 times a fight, he's no good. He's overrated.
I think it was at 100 and something over the whole fight, but that's pretty still good at 800. Christian
says Pedraza says Devontae Davis hits harder than Loma. How do y'all feel about Loma Power moving up in weight class?
Well,
I don't think that it matters. I really don't.
Devontae does hit harder, but the sport's called boxing, not knockout.
The whole thing on that is, you know, like Lomachenko's not known for power. He's not known to be a knockout guy. But he goes in there, he irritates you, he beats the shit out of you, gets you out of your game plan, and then, you know, he ends up stopping you either by retirement or the body shot. He'll be fine. I mean, again, it was a fight that was Pedraza fought a really good fight, probably one of his better fights.
Yeah.
And he fought a style that where he had to fight, and he trained for that to be awkward.
Yeah.
And still, he won 3 rounds at most.
I agree. I would agree. And I had the same score as you did. Mm. But I will say this. I will also say that Lomachenko did not look like Lomachenko. He looked flat-footed. He looked flat-footed. He looked a little bloated. He didn't look like he should. And I don't know. I'm not going to speculate on why. But here's my opinion. And it's just an opinion, guys, so don't cuss me out and tell me I'm an idiot. I don't think Lomachenko had the best camp. I mean, we have on inside, you know, he lost a big part of his team during this camp. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. An important part of his team. And I don't care how insignificant it is or how important it is, it's still a loss, and it does make a difference in camp. And I don't know if that's the reason, but I'm sure it didn't help. I mean, boxers, and Kelly will tell you, boxers are creatures of habit. They like routine. They like the same thing. Anything gets changed a little bit, it's hard to adapt for some. Did you like the same routine and
I did.
The same team?
You know, I can't put the blame on that.
I'm not. I'm just saying that could have been the reason.
I don't think he looked flat at
I
all.
think he did.
His defense, I mean, he was making a miss.
Yeah.
Again, I think by doing that, you're taking away the credit from Pedraza, who could have fought a very smart fight.
He did.
And worked on it. You know, he made a lot of people miss. He made him miss a lot of times.
He absolutely did. But I also think that Lomachenko did not look as well as he did in his past couple fights. He did not look as good. I mean, okay, he made Pedraza miss. but he did not look as effective. He missed. Lomachenko missed a lot of shots too, though. He doesn't miss a lot of shots.
But usually an off night, when it's not you, he's going to get tagged a lot more than he did. Lazy fat feral cat.
Oh, my favorite. He's my favorite dude.
Was good, Kelly. Tommy Hearns was the same size as you at 160 in his prime. I think you would have KO'd him at 160 because you have a way better chin than he does.
Well, he wasn't natural middleweight either.
Yeah. Has that fight ever crossed your mind? Not really, because when I think of Tommy Hearns, I don't think of him as the middleweight. I look at him as the welterweight. That fight never really crossed my mind at all.
He was tall, but he wasn't that tall. Not
he
like that.
wasn't
6 foot.
Yeah, he was better at 147.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like you fighting Paul Williams. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean that. I'm not saying Paul Williams is Tommy Hearns. I'm just saying it's the same style.
It is.
Sergio said, Kelly, I saw highlights of Miranda, bro. What a pair of whiskers on your chin. If I'm in a street fight, I want both of you there. You guys don't want me. I almost got beat up by a homeless dude in New York.
Oh, you did. He was coming after you, man.
That homeless dude's going to kick my ass.
So we're walking on the side of Madison Square Garden.
And between the bagel shop and Madison Square
And this homeless dude is just like
crazy,
throwing punches out there, you know, and talking to himself and everything else. And he's throwing a punch and he's going,
good too.
Like that, yeah. And he walked past James.
And swung at me, right?
Yeah, I call him bottom tooth. He had one big tooth coming up from the bottom. And he went like this. And I was walking in front of James. And I heard, I'll punch you in your fucking face.
I said, motherfucker. I said, motherfucker.
He stopped and he looked back at James. He was like, doing that. I swear to God. And then I was like,
he swung right at my face and got like a half a foot from my face. But it was, and I go, you motherfucker. And he goes, and then he looks at me and he goes, you did it again. He went, tss, again. He made the tss, too. I'm like, oh shit. And then I started laughing at him. That made him madder, didn't it?
Yeah.
And then what happened?
I kept walking. I kept looking behind me. I was waiting to hear like fucking feet, like the ripped soles on a shoe chasing after us.
Bro, and then when I'm in Madison Square Garden, I'm walking to the bathroom, me and you are, and the Ukrainian dude with the flag runs right into me. Do you remember?
Yeah.
He ran right into me. And then when I turned on him, he acted like he was going to swing on me. I was like, really?
That was a good thing you didn't. Not that you couldn't beat his ass.
I'd have whooped his ass.
You would have had
every Ukrainian
2,500 Ukrainians on you. And dude, honestly, I love you, man, but I would have been like, I would have started. I've been like,
bro, I'm not stupid.
Why is this you do this?
Why is this you hate my countryman?
Don't beat his ass. I don't care.
You know what I would have done? I would have knocked that dude out and I would have ran. You know what I mean? I'd been out that building.
Yeah, I would have told all the Ukrainians, I'm with you.
What's up, Cody? But no, who wins Virgil Ortiz versus Lopez? If they fight, I think Virgil wins. I think Virgil's probably, and I'm not just saying it because he's our buddy, and I'm not saying because it's Robert's fighter, or Virgil Sr.'s my homie. I'm saying it because I think Virgil Ortiz Jr. has the best skills of a prospect.
I agree. When you hit as hard as Virgil does, and you got the speed that he has, the other fighter's game plan is going to change a little bit. And what I mean by that is they're going to come in and they're going to be known as a power puncher and a good fighter. But as soon as they feel that type of power, everything changes.
Oh, Hector Beltran's on. That's another one of Virgil's trainers. One of the best from Vivero Boxing. I love Hector Beltran. You met him. Remember when he was out in Vegas?
What's up, Cody?
I like to see Kelly Pavic Boxing as a commentator. You know what, Hector? We're working on that. I think it's going to happen for us. I think we're working on it. We got some great contacts. I'm not going to go into it. But I think we'll see Kelly as a commentator, and this show will be history. It'll be me and the Justin Fortuna show.
No, you know what?
Hey, Justin, we'll just turn this shit into an MMA show. Fuck it. I think we could do it, don't you? We can make like the Man Show. We could have the Juggy Girls.
Or you could always get a hold of Virgil Ortiz and turn it into the Cocaine and Hooker show.
I would bring Brandon Rios in for that.
It could be a cocaine hooker show to talk about it.
I'd bring Brandon Rios in for that. Well, we got Justin, same thing. Yeah, that dude, that homeless dude only had one tooth, didn't he? On the bottom, he looked like a land shark. He looked like a land shark, that dude. I was like, this dude actually has decent punches. He fucking love Ray Leonard, but he is terrible. Oh, bro, John, I agree. Everybody on that DAZN cast, the zone cast sucks. And you know what? I love looking at pretty women, but that girl's about as dumb as they get.
You know, Sergio Mora is pretty good, man.
Sergio Mora is good, but
he does a good job.
But you know, when you have 4 turds in the toilet and a piece of chocolate, can you tell the difference?
George Arona says, Shout out to the punchline. Great job, Kelly and James.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
homie.
George. Thank you, homie.
How hard was the right hand Lopez landed on? You know what? And I'm not taking that away from Lopez. Lopez came out and he looked great. He looked strong. He for however long it lasted, he dictated. He was the stronger, better, faster guy. And not only that, but he landed that punch. I don't care who would hit somebody in that spot, they would have went down. What Lopez hitting him, he couldn't get back up. It was just a great spot where he landed it. It was a great punch. I mean, he looped it over. Gonna give him all the credit in the world for that.
Yeah, and you know, these Sergio, James, you nailed Dogbo. Props. No plan B in one dimensional, and that was the honest truth. I've been hearing. I don't know. You've heard it say Dogbo was undertrained, overtrained, sideways trained,
It's
upside down trained.
All I hear anymore is when a fighter don't look good, they overtrain from everybody.
Listen,
that's like
listen.
They overtrain.
We saw Dog. I saw Dogbo the day before. He looked good. He looked really good. He looked fit. But the thing is this: he got into a ring with the Wildcat that I think he was a little underrated. They figured he was going to be somebody with a good record that's never fought outside Mexico, that they were going to push right through. And Kelly will tell you, you can get guys from Mexico with a 17-12 record, and they will give you a life or death fight. Has it happened to you? Who did you fight that did that from Mexico?
Fucking Pedro Ortega. That dude came out, I was hitting him with, like lightning bolts. And I was waiting for him to buckle, but he just kept fucking growling at me. The harder I hit him, the louder he grunted. My hands felt like they were popping out of my gloves. It was brutal.
Teofimo versus Devin Haney. I would take Teofimo over Devin Haney just because Devin Haney doesn't have a punch, and you're going to pay the piper eventually.
Damon, on that, what does Lomachenko do versus Tank Davis after his performance versus Sniper? That's another one. Everybody's going, oh, Gervonta knocked him out and beat him up. Fights are different. Lomachenko is not a power. He's not a knockout guy.
Styles make fights.
Yeah, you cannot even compare that fight to what Gervonta did. You can't do it. And if you do it, that obviously means that you don't know boxing or you never fought. You cannot do that.
Well, you know, our homie Esteban had a good point. He did his, you know, he does his little Facebook, his shirtless Facebook post. You know, at night he does a little shirt. I like him. He knows what he's talking about.
Why does he do his shirtless stuff?
Because he comes out of the gym, you know, and there's a girl in there he likes, so he tries to impress her. Like anything she says to do, he does.
Yeah.
He puts a beard. Yeah, he puts a beard on.
Esteban, yeah, you can't do that.
Esteban wears a beard because she says so. He says go shirtless. He goes shirtless. They said do a show while jerking off. He goes and does a show without jerking off. You know, whatever. He's thirsty. But anyway, he said triangle theories never work in boxing. And he's absolutely correct. Triangle theories do not work. Just because you beat this guy doesn't mean you're going to beat this guy.
No, don't.
Styles make fights. And I think Lomachenko would have an easier time with a guy like Gervonta Davis than he would with Pedraza.
Yeah, instead of fighting a 5'11", you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pedraza's tall. He's tall. He was taller.
He was pretty tall, man.
And you know what he did in that fight? What Pedraza did? He fought fast. He fought scared and fast. What I mean by that is
he didn't want to get knocked out.
He threw his punches fast, get him out there, and it was a bunch of them. And you're able to do that and not get tired as quick. Trying not to get hit. It was actually smart. Against a guy like Lomachenko, that was probably a smart way to do it. But he just, unfortunately...
Damon has a question, Kelly. No, Kelly. Tank versus Chenko at 135. Who wins? I think it's even worse.
That's what I said. I'm saying. I think...
him moving up, Gervonta moving up makes it even worse.
Yeah. I mean, I hate to hop on it. I know I sound like I'm riding Lomachenko big time.
Big ball sack. Right?
But again, you know, you find me a reason why I shouldn't right now.
Big ball sack riding, Kelly.
Yeah, I am. I mean, but what I was saying, find me a reason why I shouldn't. Again, I keep saying it, and nobody can give me stats or anything to back up their argument why I don't see Gervonta beating him.
Oscar says Pedraza have reach advantage. When you fight a guy, Oscar, when you fight a guy like Lomachenko, your reach advantage is null and void. When you fight a guy like Mikey Garcia or a guy like Pedraza or a guy like Lomachenko, those elite fighters, that reach is pretty much null and void because they know how to move around. They know how to work around that reach.
Damon says Esteban looks like the beginning of every Bang Bros video clip. Hold on, we got you.
Can you get the van? Can you get the van? I'll give you $50.
Ricky, the Dogbo fight should have been stopped.
I would agree with that.
I could see that.
Did you see his face?
Yeah.
Looked like he got hit with. It looked like he got a rotten tomato, didn't it? Got smashed against the wall.
Looked like he ran through a Tom and Jerry cartoon.
What was the song we were singing on the way home back, Doc?
He got hit with frying pans, boards, and everything else.
What was the song?
Those videos pissed me off, man. They never show the money back.
They never do. You have to pay for the money shot. You got to pay for it.
There's free money shots out there.
Simon says, Pedro Ortega was one of my hardest sparring sessions when I trained in San Diego. Pesky guy that keep on coming. Man. Yeah, I mean, every once in a while you get some of those sparring sessions, you know, that are brutal.
I eventually knocked him out, though.
Landon says, Loma would humble Tank. Loma would just play with his food. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I think Gervonta is very skilled, and I think he's very strong. I'm not going to shit on Gervonta Davis because he is an elite fighter. But
I don't think he would be able to land them big shots.
no, you know, like, remember the food pyramid that they used to have when we were in school? Guys like Crawford, Mikey, Loma is on the top of that, and you know them guys are. And Usyk, and then everybody else is the lower bottom of the food pyramid.
I think Gervonta would have to fight him almost like Gary Russell did. I think more so throwing the gloves out there, using your fast hands to try to lay leather, and then eventually getting him caught up into your game and firing body shots, and eventually trying to break him down into the later rounds. I think that would be a smart way for Gervonta Davis. If Davis went in trying to land a big shot, I think it would be a bad night, long night.
Let me see if you agree with this too, Kelly. Gervonta likes to fight inside and close, right?
Yeah.
And with a guy with the extreme angles that Lomachenko was, you were playing right into his hands when you fight close. Because let me explain too. Everybody says Lomachenko didn't use angles against Pedraza. Well, let me tell you why. Pedraza never fought close. Pedraza always had a half step back. And when and Kelly will tell you too, Kelly nullified Sergio Martinez's angles because he fought a step back. If you fight a step back from a high angle guy, he can't use angles. It's when you get close, he can use those angles. Yeah. And that's what will happen.
And another thing with that again too, going into that, he fought scared, so he stayed back on his back foot a lot, and he fired punches out, and I gave him a little more time to see what Loma was going to do. That's how he fought that fight. That's how they trained for that fight, to be quick with their feet and hands. They didn't put anything out there where they were trying to hurt Lomachenko. They were just trying to lay leather and be fast.
John, you're exactly right. Linares did fight the same way, and he nullified. But what happens is, technically speaking, and Kelly will tell you better than I will, if you fight that half step back and you take away those angles, when they spin on an angle, think about it. When you keep their foot on the outside of theirs, when they spin on that angle, you can see that angle and you can adjust to it immediately. That's what Pedraza did, and that's what Linares did.
But even when you do that, when you get a guy like Lomachenko,
he'll still make the
pay. Then what Lomachenko will do, that may work for a round or two, and then what Lomachenko will do will come in and he will slide in fast with that footwork and fire to the body. And then after he fires, he will step around you and be back on you, though.
Yes.
And so even if you're trying to take away that foot movement by staying back, he will get in close eventually.
Yeah, you're not going to nullify it 100%.
Yeah, he'll come in, he'll shoot, and he'll do the bouncing. He'll get inside, and then that's when he'll start stepping around you again. Yeah. It's hard to fight the guy.
You're not going to nullify 100% of what he does because he's so good. But you can nullify, he's nullified a little bit more than, I think he prolonged the damage, Damon's being a bastard tonight. He asked, James and Kelly, Lomachenko versus a prime Gennaro Hernandez at lightweight or super bantamweight. Is Rudy watching?
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Oh man.
I have to go with the same reason. I think Loma with his skill set, footwork,
and Gennaro didn't hit hard enough to keep him off of him. You know what I mean? But his boxing skills were elite.
I mean, dude. It is. It's once in a while. Like you get a guy like that once in a while. He's hard. And will he eventually lose? Yeah. And then everybody will go, "You ain't shit. Yeah, you're all high on him because he lost a third fight and 500 fights."
Benny said you guys are dropping bombs. Thanks, bro. I appreciate it. And another thing that you guys need to look at. Sorry, Kelly, but another thing you guys need to look at. I want you to watch the fight. Okay, watch between like the third and the sixth round. Pedraza kept his knee to the inside of Lomachenko's and kept his body angled. And when it did, it made it hard for Lomachenko to throw that right hook a lot because of the way his body was. But on the same token, Lomo had a straight right hand available to him. So he gave up one punch to excel in the other punch. You know what I mean? And it left Pedraza's body open, which came into play later on in the fight.
Was Loma holding back until the 11th round?
No.
It didn't take that long.
I think it took. I think it took that long. Lomachenko's not a guy that's going to carry you.
Yeah, I don't think he was figuring out. He was beating Pedraza up.
Yeah,
if he didn't drop him in the 11th round and just went on, he still would have beat him. I don't think he was trying to figure out Pedraza.
Ryan says, Loma got the tear to his shoulder in the 2nd round. Without the injury, he would have shit on Linares. Well, if my sister had a dick, she'd be my brother. We don't know. We don't know. Linares is a good fighter, and Linares had a lot of power.
Had balls, she'd be your uncle.
Right? If wishes were fishes and candy and sticks, we'd all have a Merry fucking Christmas. Right, Kelly? Right?
Oh.
Is that bad shoulder?
Yes.
Is this a good
Why
shoulder?
are you getting all excited?
Is this a good shoulder?
No.
I took my pre-workout.
No,
I'm good. I'm good. I'm
Did
good.
you snort it?
What? I got the new stuff. A Redcon.
I know. I got to get that.
Bro, it was like I was lifting Oreos with toothpicks, and I was throwing like 215 up. Like, ah.
Hey, you just woke me up. I was sleep talking for a minute.
Yeah.
If my brother had jugs, I may suck.
Benjamin Renteria says, "Good show, great show. You guys see Canelo rocking versus Rocky and KO? I think it don't go longer than 4. To be honest with you,
It should. At by.
Thanks, Andre.
Tyke says Loma against Oscar De La Hoya. Who'd win? Now,
Oscar.
that's hard.
At what weight? 35?
Yeah, 35.
Oscar.
Way too big. Yeah,
Oscar is
35.
too big and he was too physical. Just picture this. Picture a giant Linares that could punch.
Exactly. I mean, I think Loma is great, but that would almost be a mismatch.
Sergio said, what?
Ricky goes Loma versus Edwin Valero.
Lomachenko.
Yeah.
Let me tell you why. Because the way that Edwin fought would be custom made for a guy like Lomachenko, because he'd eat you up.
I don't think he'd be able to land that punch. Again,
that power was...
everybody's style changes, like when you're trying to hit somebody.
Yeah.
And I think he would realize after a point that that's not working. But yeah, but if Valero landed,
the thing is,
the air from his punch would probably hurt somebody.
Right? Oh God. I seen him on video. There's a YouTube video, guys, if you want to see. Edwin Valero sparring one of my buddies, Urbano Antion. He hit Urbano Antion so hard, I thought both of his ACLs got blown out of his knee. Did you ever see that video? No. Look that shit up. It blew both his ACLs out. Like when he hit him with the right hand, it like spun him. I was like, it's on YouTube. Look up Valero versus sparring Antion, and it'll show that punch. And it was like the most brutal punch I've ever seen in sparring.
He probably knocked out his spirit too.
He stayed on his feet, but I don't know how. But both his knees were gone.
Darren, going to the Canelo fight. First time seeing him live, but I'm kind of more excited for the undercards.
Yeah. Sergio said, I'm not a good fellow, but his training picks are off the chain. I love Canelo. I'm not going to lie, man. I'm huge on Canelo. Canelo, you know what? I love the way Canelo fights.
And that's why the pound for pound list got shook up again for me.
It didn't shook it up. I just reminded you he was on it.
I know, but now it shakes it up for me because I really think about that. Like, where can I fucking fit him at?
I fit him 3rd.
Nothing wrong with that.
Let me tell you. Let's do our pound for pound list, okay?
No, I got to wait for a couple more fights before.
I got mine. I got mine set up.
I need to see more big fights.
I got Crawford, Lomachenko, Canelo, Usyk, Mikey.
I got Mikey over Usyk.
Mike, you got Mike over Usyk? No.
Yes, I do.
Really? Well, it could flip either way, okay?
I'm going on.
Yeah, I know.
What's that who he is? Kind of fighting, what weight class he's fighting at.
If Robert Garcia's watching the show, we got Mikey over Usyk.
I'm not just saying.
I'm just joking.
I mean, Usyk's good. I don't see anybody beating him for a while.
But
But at cruiserweight,
I had Bivol. I had Bivol underneath that.
I can fit Bivol.
I got Bivol.
Listen, Bivol goes to 168 and wipes that out. Yep. Now you got to really start throwing him in the top 5.
I got Inoue, and I got Tyson Fury ending it all at the bottom of the list. But Tyson Fury has to be on that list.
Absolutely. But I would have him rocking back towards the 10th spot.
Yes, John. 42-1, Buster Douglas on ESPN. I know Buster really well. I actually trained in his gym in Columbus back in the day for a while. He's a really nice guy. Lyman says, I'll withhold on most of the Lomachenko mythical matchups at lightweight till his career is over. But at 126, I would have fancied a bout between him and Loma and Hamed. I think Loma would have ate Hamed up. Yeah. I really do. Naseem Hamed. Let me tell you what we talked about earlier.
I can't compare the Hamed to Lomachenko either, the style. I can't.
Here's what we talked about that. Let me tell you why. Naseem Hamed was talented. He could punch. He had a great killer instinct. But let me tell you something that Naseem Hamed didn't have, and we've talked about it. He didn't have a plan B, C, or D.
No.
He was great Plan A. He was a front runner.
And he was reckless, which caught up to him.
And if you are reckless with a guy like Lomachenko,
yeah,
you can cancel Christmas.
Lomachenko, the style, they're way different. Prince Nassim was, like I said, he was reckless and he was kind of one-dimensional with his moves. I mean, you knew he threw uppercuts from an awkward stance, and he would turn his body sideways and backpedal. Lomachenko comes in, he's to the left, he's to the right. He don't give you the same look. His hands are up. He works the body, he works the head. He works the head, he works the body.
Right.
He's all over.
And also this, let me explain to you too. You think the Marco Antonio Barrera fight, Nassim Hamed fight was a fluke? Does anybody really believe that?
Oh.
Marco Antonio Barrera fought the perfect technical fight, and Nassim Hamed had no answer that whole night because it showed he had no way to adapt.
And going back, just watch when Barrera came in and hit him with some shots. Prince Nassim went straight backpedaled to the ropes. He ran out of the out of contact range. He didn't have a backup plan for that. Two different roles of fighters right there. You can't.
Hey Kelly, Danny Rizzo says shout out to Danny Rizzo Boxing Club.
That's the body. I just said that now before I even read that. What's that?
Danny Rizzo wants to know if you give him a shout out for Danny Rizzo Boxing Club.
Hey Danny Rizzo, shout out to your pro boxing club. Danny Rizzo Pro Boxing Club.
I think he's in Northern California if I remember right.
What's up, Tony Cat?
He has a good gym.
If Wilder beats Fury and Joshua, does that make him pound for pound best fighter in the world?
Bro.
In mine, I don't. I mean, if somebody puts him up there, I don't see a problem with it, but he wouldn't be in mine. I don't think the heavyweights are that dominant right now.
I do agree with Hamed being in the Hall of Fame. I do agree with that. Yeah, I'm not shitting on Hamed. I'm just saying he did not have that backup plan that would have made him against a guy like Barrera. And Nassim Hamed was a bully, a lot like Dogbo, a bully. And the way to beat a bully in boxing is be a bigger bully.
Yeah.
And he did not know how to adjust.
Going back to Damon's, but Damon, that pound for pound list, you got guys like Spence right now fighting Mikey. The winner of that is going to be up there. If that's a close fight and a really good fight, and say Mikey loses in a really close fight, do you bump him out of the top 5?
No.
You can't. He just jumped up 2 weight classes. Again, that goes back on the reasoning saying why it's not crazy for him to take that fight. It's a no-lose situation. Yeah. So now you have 2 guys that are still in the top 2. You got Terrence Crawford out there doing his thing, beating everybody. Yep. You can't move him.
Terrence Crawford's number 1 to me.
And you got Lomachenko in there who's not losing and not even coming close to losing.
It was pretty cool seeing Terrence Crawford hanging out with him for a little bit.
It was.
We got to hang out with Terrence Crawford. We got to hang out with Vostik, Andre Ward for a little bit.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we did. That was cool.
Fucking awesome.
And second, how do you pass him up over Canelo? Coming off a win over Triple G and just the guys that Canelo's beaten in his career. You can't do it.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. But like I said, like we were back on the Nassim Hamed. I was young too, and I saw the flaws in Nassim Hamed when he fought Kevin Kelly because he had no way to adjust. The one thing he did against Kevin Kelly was outpunch Kevin Kelly because they both knocked each other down, 5 times? There's 5 knockdowns in the fight, or 6. So that was showing me that Nassim Hamed was due for a fall at any time. And when he fought Barrera, I saw it coming. It would have either been him or Eric Morales to beat him up.
Liam says, I certainly favor Loma over Hamed, but Hamed was unconventionally special.
He was, absolutely.
Which caught up to him, though, is what we're saying.
Yeah, and you know what also hurt Hamed? And this is coming from a Manuel Stewart. Towards the end, Hamed didn't train the way he was supposed to. He was living the lifestyle of a star, and that wears on you. When you're not doing stuff on the outside of the ring correctly, it translates to what goes on the inside of the ring. Can you believe that Ivan Calderon has been by the Boxing International Hall of Fame 2 years in a row? He held the strawweight for 10 years, post El Finito. I don't know with Sergio on Ivan Calderon. I know he was really good. I don't know if he's been, but there's more deserving fighters that haven't got in.
And some of them, and unfortunately, those lower weight classes don't.
It's harder.
It is. Sucks.
Gennaro Hernandez has one of the greatest careers in history, and he hasn't gotten in yet. Fernando Vargas, great career, hasn't gotten in yet.
Exactly.
So let's be patient. You know what I mean? It's going to take a little bit. The Pathmeister ain't got in yet. But you go Ballard this year.
Yes, I
You
do.
hit that, you're eligible. You're ballot eligible. You know what? You got my vote. You got Justin's vote.
You gonna vote for me too?
We're gonna make you your own bust. We're gonna
Boy,
make
if
you.
I got in, do you know the fucking outroar that would be from people? The outcry.
People say
He's
Anthony.
fucking mad.
Oh man, Anthony. People say Lomachenko looked bad, but to me he boxed beautifully. Considering I think so too. I thought he looked good, but I don't think he looked as good. But everybody's entitled to an off night.
Damon says Usyk versus Ward at 175. Who would win and how? Damn.
I think Bivol versus Ward at 75 would be more effective, but I think Usyk would beat Ward. I don't even know if he can make 75. Do you, Usyk? You've seen Usyk. He's a freaking giant.
Yeah, I don't. I say I can't really pick on that because it's not realistic.
We saw Usyk this weekend. He wasn't as big as he was last time. He was probably
he's
225. He's big enough though.
Yeah, I don't see him making 175.
Sergio, he was undefeated for 10 years, but who did he fight in 10 years? That would make it.
I seen Yvonne fight. I mean,
He was good,
yeah.
but it's not how you've been undefeated. It's who you fought in that time period.
Put me at straw weight.
Buddy McGirt got in. Yeah, but Buddy McGirt fought everybody. It's not how you fought or how you won. It's who you fought that makes you eligible. And that's what it is. And Sergio's saying it because he's emotional about it, because somehow this is his countryman. I know. Let's be fair here. Vostik versus Bivol. Oh, man. Well, I would have to say Bivol. I like Vostik. I love Vostik. Don't get me wrong, but Bivol is special.
He is.
What do you think, Kelly?
I think Bivol. I think it would be a really good fight, though. That's actually a great fight.
I do too. But Ryan says totally agree about the lifestyle outside the ring and greatly affects the inside. It does. But when it comes to the Hall of Fame, it's a lot of who you fought. That also, win or loss, it's who you fought. Yeah. Why Oscar lost a lot of big fights, but he got in because he fought everybody.
Well, yeah. And he won a lot of big fights.
Yeah, he won a lot of big fights. But you know, Trinidad was questionable. Shane Mosley was questionable the first fight. The second fight he lost, and then there was Pernell Whitaker. But now look what we're saying.
Look at the names we just mentioned.
He fought 12 Hall of Famers in his career. You know what I mean? Gennaro Hernandez, Rafael Ruelas could fight. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, this is
Chavez twice.
Tyrone Fritas said, "Blood, Sweat, and Tears box on Facebook. All capital letters. Give us a shout. Go ahead."
All right. Blood, Sweat, and Tears boxing on Facebook. All capital letters. Give us a shout out. Shout out to Blood, Sweat, and Tears boxing. If you make it shorter, I say it 3 more times.
Who did Arturo fight though? Well, Oliver, I'm going to tell you this. Arturo got in the same reason that Ray Mancini got in and fucking Sylvester Stallone. Yeah. It was an emotional decision. You know what I mean? When guys die, that usually puts them to the top of the list, whether they deserve it or not. Do I agree Arturo should get in? No, I don't. Yeah. But he got in because it's an emotional thing. You know what I mean? And before the hall is a money-making machine. That's what the hall is. A lot of fighters will tell you, the hall, they got their hands out constantly for money, because they needed to keep it going, because the hall is barely making it. It could shut down any time. So when you bring a warrior, a blood and guts warrior like Arturo Gatti in there, or a guy like Ray Mancini, who is like, basically he's a people's champion, right? Yeah. People love Ray Mancini. And he's done a lot for the area. It's an emotional trigger, and, you know, but it's an emotional trigger, and it puts money.
Get out of here.
But I mean, it brings money into the hall. So they brought Sylvester Stallone in.
It does, and you know what, guys? Listen, that's a good point you brought up, because I was actually going through my mail and I got something in it from the International Boxing Hall of Fame. And dude, if you guys could donate and figure it out, a couple dollars, it ain't much, but helped them out. I've been sending stuff to them and autograph stuff, and I'm probably going to pull money. Yeah, and I'm probably going to do it again here soon.
But if you guys really want to say the hall, fuck the hall, and send us the money for our trips.
Will probably, if I donate a good chunk, will get me in.
Oh, God, yeah. You know what? If you donate a big enough chunk,
I'll just pay my way in that motherfucker.
Hey, Kelly, if you donate a big enough chunk, you'll get me in the hall too, right?
For what?
I don't know.
Oh, you know what? You had a pro career.
I do. Did you see I put my box rec up?
I was with you when you posted it.
That was you know what? People say that's funny. No, it's a legit box rec. I actually applied for my pro license.
The punchline says, "Oh, sorry, I'm sorry."
No, I actually applied for my pro license before I went to Iraq and got injured, and my pro career ended early. But I did apply for my pro license because I did sign with Main Events as an amateur. And then when I got back, I was getting out of the Army 6 months later, and I was going to start my pro career with Main Events, and it never happened. So because I got injured, but I do have a pro career. That box rec's up there, and I could never be an amateur again after, could I?
No. Hold on 1 second. Training for his battles, and people remember those kind of. Yeah, they do. He was a crowd pleaser.
Yes.
Twitter question for Kelly: Prime Kelly versus Froch. Listen,
Kelly whips his motherfucking
ass.
A
shot. Jermaine Taylor, who was beating the shit out of Froch for 12 rounds. Listen, now, I know we sound like a hypocrite.
Triangle theory. Triangle theory. No, I know what you mean.
Well, styles make fights, and Froch was tailor made
to you.
No,
I got you.
No pun intended.
I got you.
Was tailor made for me.
Do you know what's tailor made, Kelly? These guns. These guns are tailor made. Justin's over here looking at them like.
Are those cap guns?
BB guns. Kelly.
No.
Oh! I said BB guns. Oh!
I got excited.
Zing! I said BB gun.
I want my BB gun back. Like Corte fought Oscar De La Hoya. That was a great fight.
It was a good fight.
Did Amy Green say anything about me at the Underground?
Yeah, she said you were creepy and sex offender, Sergio.
Yeah, Sergio.
No, she didn't say that. She said you were really nice, and she said you really helped out a lot. That's what she really said. Damon said to spat at Forrigan, absolutely not.
Arturo also fought Oscar and Floyd. He did.
Damon said to spat at Forrigan? No.
No,
he fought a lot of people, but he didn't fight. He didn't fight the right people. Do you know what I mean?
So you sound cute, James.
Sal, I'm going to kick you in the nut sack.
You better aim low.
I'm going to kick Sal in the nut sack. Oh, really low.
Who said that?
Who said that?
My brother said Charlie Z's.
Charlie Z's been rooting for fucking, or Ricky's been rooting for Charlie Z for like 3 years
Charlie.
now.
I think he wants Charlie Z to whoop my ass.
I know. But no, I like it.
Why are they making jokes on the triangle theory now? That was your guys' thing.
And that's true. Simon said Gerald McClellan is even on the ballot. I think his dogfight was revealed since he injured Big Fat Plus a career. I think he was on his way to Hall of Fame. I agreed, Simon. I think Gerald McClellan was one of my favorite fighters. And I also said that would be the best fight Kelly ever had if he fought Gerald McClellan. That would be the fight that they were matched perfectly for each other. Both were the same size exactly. They had the same build, and they both could punch like mules kick. And it would be whoever was standing at the end. And that would be the best fight for Kelly. Would you agree with that?
Oh, I think it would
McClellan?
have been whoever lasted the longest.
Man,
whoever chin could hold up.
You both would be in ICU, wouldn't you?
Ryan goes, how do you feel about the main part of your legacy being connected to Taylor? Kelly, I know you're probably sick and fucking tired of people asking you questions like this, but it makes me wonder. I mean, it sucks, but I think you look past what happened in the sport.
Yeah.
You know, you don't look at what happened outside of it. You know, a lot of great athletes, shit happened to them, but they still go down as for what they did on the field. O.J. Simpson, I know he had a screwed up after his career was over, but when you go back and you mention great running backs, you got to throw O.J. Simpson in there, right?
And he knew how to court. And he knew how to court white women too.
Yeah, and he knew how to lie in court.
He knew how to court white women. And Tyson Frita says Garcia versus Spence Jr. Can Mikey beat him? Absolutely, he can beat him. Does it happen? But you know what? You know, let me tell you the truth. I love Mikey. Love Mikey. He's one of my favorite people in the world. The whole family is great. I love them all. But I personally, I'm going to tell you, I got Mikey winning the fight. I was 50-50, and I'm going to say right now, I'm not saying it because I'm being, what's the word we get called all the time? Biased?
Biased.
No. Errol's big. He's strong. He's talented. He's everything that you'd want for a welterweight. But Mikey sees something that he can expose. And also this, 20, and I don't care, and Kelly can answer this better than anybody else. 23 fights or 22 fights is big different from 40 fights. When you're at 40 fights, you can see things. And then also this, Mikey is what Floyd Mayweather and Andre Ward were. He can take you apart with his brain He's analytical. He will take you apart.
That makes a big difference in a fight too. That's why I'm trying to explain.
Yes, Mikey will gather information in those first 2 or 3 rounds, and he has you figured out. And Errol Spence is not able to do that yet.
Spence don't come out with nothing crazy. He's not like one of them guys that's going to come out in the first 2 rounds winging it. Never has, and he's not going to do it here. Spence takes his time and likes to figure you out, and he's a slow starter. Mikey is too. Therefore, that means that fight's going to go at least 3 or 4 rounds off the rip. Second, Mikey's a very intelligent fighter, and the longer that fight goes, the more Mikey's going to adapt and pick up and start reading what Spence is doing. It's going to make for a very tactical fight until the later rounds.
Well, and also this too. Errol Spence is not a defensive genius by any. Mikey has the better defense than Errol Spence. Errol Spence does not move his head. He showed against Lamont Peterson. He's there to be hit. And if anybody thinks Mikey can't punch at welterweight division, ask Marcos Maidana. Ask Brandon Rios. Ask some of these guys. He cracked Maidana's ribs. I mean, he broke his ribs. I mean, this guy can punch. Yeah. And Mikey's not a little guy. People think, oh, he's 135. No. He's a fucking middleweight. He's a super middleweight coming down to lightweight. Yeah.
Damon says, Kelly James, Chico Corrales versus Lomachenko. Who wins?
Lomachenko.
I love
Chico
Corrales, and God, how great he was for the sport.
I remember him in the amateurs. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
there's not too many guys I'd pick over Lomachenko.
Yeah, no, there ain't. It's hard.
Other than Oscar, you know what I mean? And maybe a few others.
I honestly think that Taylor rematch was the best I've ever seen you look, Kelly, because Taylor prepared for your style and still couldn't do anything. He fought a smart fight.
Yeah. Lazy Fat Feral Cat says, who do you guys have more concussive power, Wilder or Foreman from the 70s? I would have to go with Foreman. What do you think? Wilder or Foreman? Foreman, you know, I've heard a lot of
250 pound.
I've heard a lot of people say that nobody hit harder than Foreman. Ali had said Foreman hit harder than anybody he ever fought. And him and Ernie Shavers were almost neck and neck. And you know, did you watch that 30 for 30 on Tommy Morrison? Did you watch that?
No, I didn't.
Tommy Morrison said that George Foreman just hit so hard, man, and it was like getting hit with a ton of bricks.
Old guy who just threw it out there.
And you know, we talked about this. The last thing to go with fighters is power. First thing to go is speed and timing, and then power comes along, and power never really goes away because I've seen some old ass mid knock people out.
Yep.
That's the way when Kelly gets 60 years old and we get in a fight at Madison Square Garden, he's still going to knock somebody out.
I just got to make sure I land it though, because if I miss, I'm fucked.
But the problem is, when you're 60, I'm going to be 64, and so I'm going to need your help.
But you'll be 65.
65. I'm really going to need your help because you know what? I didn't have a lot of punching power to begin with.
Unless it's 2,000 Ukrainians, I got your back.
Hey. I didn't have a lot of punching power to begin with, so I'm kind of in the negative. You know what I mean? I wasn't a power puncher.
Esteban goes, Kelly, was it easy when you retired, or did you have second thoughts for a while during that time? I thought about it, but no, it really wasn't hard to retire, man. I was kind of done with the sport. There's, you know, I don't know.
Prime Buddy McGirt, Crawford, Damon, Crawford. If Pernell Whitaker took Buddy McGirt apart like he did, Crawford is going to do the same thing. Except Crawford is a great counterpuncher. And you know what? I'm going to say this, and I don't know if you agree, Kelly, because we haven't really talked about it. Crawford's a bigger threat to Mikey Garcia than Errol Spence is.
Yes.
You agree? We agree?
You too.
Kelly?
I agree with
High
that.
five on the agree finally. Woo!
High five. Ricky goes, even if Mikey outboxes him, El Heyman will have something to do with the decision.
No comment on that because we won't get credentialed ever again.
Yeah, Rick, don't do that
Don't do that shit.
Good point, though.
Thank you, Ryan. But no, Carbajal's like, you know what, Sergio, let me tell you something about Michael Carbajal. He's my favorite fighter ever. We got him on the show, and I've met a lot of boxers. I even met Muhammad Ali when I was a teenager. And I met, in 1993, I met Floyd Patterson. He came to my gym in Texas to meet and I will say, the only time I ever turned fanboy was when Carbajal came on the show. I went full retard. Didn't I? I was bringing up facts about Carbajal that only Carbajal knew, right?
You're telling him shit about his childhood that he forgot.
Isn't that true? I was telling stuff about his childhood, and he's like, Carbajal says, your mom used to call you McGilla Gorilla. He goes, how did you know that? I said, I read it in an article when I was 9.
You did. I'll be nice on air too, because I was gonna say something else you would have done probably through the phone, but.
Oh yeah. Can I get your number? Can you send me nudes, Mike? Michael Carvalho, can you send me nudes? No.
You almost did it to me when I met you in Oxnard.
I did not.
Mm-hmm.
I got nudes. Remember?
You groped me.
I got nudes. Remember in Oxnard?
We were trying to follow a sexual harassment.
Robert didn't let you do that.
Robert didn't let me do that.
No, he said that you got to concentrate on a fight, not people touching your ball sack.
But Kelly, you're the only gringo around here. Just be quiet before you really get.
But if it matters, Roger was grabbing
you get raped.
Roger was holding your pee-pee when you peed. Remember? Remember when you peed up front of the house and he pulled your pee-pee for you?
He did. He's a good guy.
And he said, "Look, it's like a real dick, only smaller." Patricia said, James is a fanboy. Couldn't imagine it. It doesn't happen much, Patricia. I only become a fanboy for two things, carbahol and vagina.
Damon, I'm not answering that.
What do you say? Because Calzaghe, 168? Yeah. Kelly, cover your ears and I'll answer that. Earmuffs.
Fuck you. I fucking took the smacks right to the face.
I told you, the only fight that I would question was Joe McClellan with you.
No, you know what? Listen, I ain't gonna lie. Joe Calzaghe is another one. Now, I'm probably gonna get shit for this one, and everybody's gonna say stuff. But again, I'm pointing out facts. Calzaghe was a most underrated fucking champion.
He was fucking amazing. He was amazing, man.
And nobody could argue that point. He sucked. He wasn't good.
Hey, let's bust Amy says TMI. It wasn't TMI when we talked about the Pringles can there, Amy. When we talked about Sergio Martinez's Pringle can.
Why she likes Sergio?
Oh, she loves Sergio Martinez. But we were telling the story. I was telling the story.
What's that?
I was telling the story one time. Yeah, just like that. Hey, in Oxnard, Sergio Martinez.
It's funny you brought that up.
Amy, Sergio Martinez, the Pringle can. That motherfucker had a Pringle can, man.
Yeah.
Oh, God. You know what? Sergio Martinez could have fought fucking you with his dick, bro, and that would have been another hand coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or he could have fought Cotto with a third dick and actually, did better in that fight. See, shh. Amy wants to know what flavor those Pringles were. Amy?
Amy's husband would have had to put a foot in her.
Oh, yeah. He would have called the Outlaws.
Yeah.
No. Tyke says, I agree. You agree that he had a Pringles dick? No, I'm just joking. Sergio, why are you doing this to Kelly? What did Kelly do to you guys?
What did he say?
So Roy Jones Jr. against you?
Oh, me.
Why would you guys
the chin.
Why would you guys do that to Kelly?
I know you guys trying to see me dead serious. Crawford versus Margarito when Margarito was still hot. Crawford all day.
Crawford.
Margarito was tough, and Margarito could fight.
Kevin says salt and vinegar. Kevin Kennedy.
Different.
I want to give a shout out to Kevin Kennedy too. He's always on the show and he's always asking questions. He's always answering stuff. He's so knowledgeable boxing. He's one of my favorite people to talk to. Kennedy's cooler than the other side of the pillow, right?
He is, man. Got too cool for school.
Charlie Z, did I tune in on time? Yes, Bobby, you tuned in. We already got asked about Charlie Z. And hey, I got you beating Charlie Z.
We think you could actually win that fight, Bobby.
We do. Oh, look, Amanda heard somebody's penis was the size of a Pringles can, and she's like, ha.
Where's it at?
What is Sergio still around? Is he in Oxnard? He's in Spain. My penis looks like, the little Pringles can you get for $1.99?
He's herding cows.
You know that $1.99 Pringles can you get? Mm-hmm. The ones at the little store like this?
Yeah.
That's what it's like that one. The little... It's half a Pringles can. It's not like that.
Take the angle of the dangle times it by the mass of the ass equals the sum of the cum.
Charlie Z knocked out Derek the Giant.
Was it?
What?
I think so.
Yeah, man. Well, anyway,
it's better than that PEMDAS chart.
Sergio said, if I'm in a street fight, I want you with me. Kelly has whiskers. Oh, Lord. Well, I'm sure, but Kelly won't help you if you're getting beat up by Ukrainians, obviously. Or homeless.
Especially 2,500 of them.
Or homeless people with one tooth. He ain't going to help you there either.
Yeah, I'm not hitting that guy.
Why not? What do you think about... let's talk about how else you screwed me over this weekend. You. We're on the video with Ellie, and Ellie asked, there was Teofimo's dad.
You are sensitive, and I wasn't.
I am. Listen to this.
I wasn't doing it to
be. You
no.
did. You fucked me over.
I did not.
You hurt my feelings.
Not fucking
Dude, I had boo-boo bad face the rest of the night. I had sad face, dude. I was sad face. Ellie said, we had Teofimo's dad there.
Real quick, just keep that thought. No, don't lose it, because I want to argue this.
Okay.
Real quick, Tyrone says, what do you think about Gerald Big Baby Miller? I think he's relevant, man. Big time. And first of all, I love him. I love the dude. He's fun to watch. He's great for the sport. And I think he's a contender. 300-some pounds and throws that many punches around. It's going to be hard to beat, and he takes a hell of a shot.
My concern is the power. His
power, but I think he can wear people down with that conditioning, though. And being 300 pounds, putting that body weight on
That's
people.
True. That's 230
pounds.
But Damon says, where's Ryan Garcia? He is with he works with Canelo's team now.
Yeah.
And moved up to 35. Let's start the story. No, tell the story right.
Justin, I need you to listen. You dropped your Pringle can.
He lost his Pringle can.
Famous Pringle can.
That's code word for his penis fell out of his pants. Justin
they asked me who would I want on my side. And first of all, I was talking to somebody else, and Ellie always is notorious for throwing a camera into your mug from the side and asking you a question off the wall.
Yeah, but okay.
And it was kind of like, and I wasn't Espetimo. And he wasn't telling me anything. And he goes, who would you have defend you? So I had these two guys who I'm being nice to. Okay.
Teofimo's dad and Josu.
Yeah, but I didn't really get the question. I didn't know you put it in order.
Jose, the guy, the kid that fought. What's his name? Jose, what? The kid that fought not Lopez. Jose, real good fighter, young fighter, 12-0-2. Him, his dad, and Teofimo, me and you were there.
Yeah. Vargas.
Jose Vargas is dad. Tito Vargas.
They asked. So they didn't ask me to put it in order. Like 1, 2, 3.
You were supposed to put it in order. That's what he.
Well, they never asked me that. So I gave these guys compliments, and then I said a nice thing about you. I said
third.
I said James is crazy. I go, he won't even fair warn you.
I know, but listen to how he said it. He said, if you could pick in order who you watch the video. If you could pick in order who you want to defend you in a fight, and he picked them two dickheads before me. And I said, Kelly, neither one of them fought.
I'm done with this.
Neither one of them ever fought before, other than train their sons. Do YouTube videos.
They had good uppercuts when they were shadow boxing, showing us what their kids would do.
He's saying the Buff was ahead of you too.
Well,
there was not.
Bro, he had Ellie Sekback ahead of me.
Ellie never.
He had Ellie Sekback. He even had the fucking cap.
Ellie never put it in 1, 2, 3.
Bro, that's how it was taken. And
I thought he was talking about do you think these guys would have your back?
He had an order. If it was a pound for pound list, I made number 10.
James, I put you over them, man. I'm sorry.
The camera came before me. Kelly said that the camera would have his back before me.
That's not.
You said Sergio Martinez's Pringles can would have your back before me.
We got people bringing up good questions. Ortiz versus Big Baby.
I would get Big Baby.
Yeah, I think so. Especially because I think he retired.
Do you think Keith Thurman makes his return bout without injury versus Josecito? I think he wins. I love Josecito. He's a nice kid, and Robert trains him. But I think Thurman still is really good.
Yeah.
But if I was Josecito, I would go to Thurman's body because his body's weak as shit.
Believe me, it's a fight for Thurman to win.
Yeah.
YouTube. Lazy Fat Chubby said, Kelly, when you were on top of the world during the highest peak of your career, did you have a lot of female groupies trying to get some? I plead the fifth on that one, my man.
Yeah, but you had more male groupies trying to get autographs and fucking.
He did. Good question, though.
Does AJ beat Wilder? No, Sergio. I think Wilder beats AJ. What do you think, Kelly? Wilder beat AJ?
Wilder.
You know what? Wilder hasn't lost any luster because losing to Fury, because Fury's really good. And
I keep thinking this stock keeps going up, actually.
If it was other referees, they would have waved the fight off. But Wilder, I think I'm going to say it. I think the only guy that can clearly beat all these guys is Usyk moving to heavyweight. I think Usyk moving to heavyweight can beat every heavyweight in the division.
Yeah, I see it being hard beat of Usyk too.
Yeah.
I do agree with that.
But I really believe Usyk to heavyweight. He can make heavyweight.
Not that Usyk is that great of a fighter. It's just how busy he is and his size. He's actually a perfect size, and I think that he will go into the heavyweight division with his style and give everybody a hard time. I truly do.
I do too. I agree 100% with you.
Damon says, who has the best stable in boxing right now at the end of 2018?
I'd have to say
Jim. You have to go Robert.
Robert Garcia.
I mean, because you just take away the world champions.
Well, Lomachenko, the Oxnard crew lost a lot of Russians. They've all went different places.
Yeah.
They've lost Fostik, they lost Marim, they've lost a lot of these other guys have went on to different places.
Okay, real quick, I'm going to get back into that. John, could Usyk's chin last at heavyweight, though? Yeah, I think it can, because I don't think he would get hit as clean. You got to understand, these guys are bigger, and they're going to be slower than what most of the cruiserweights he's fighting. I think you'll see them punches, and I think by the time they do land, that most of their sting will be gone because the heavyweights tire quicker also. But, yeah, going back on with Robert, though, besides the fact that the world champions he has, though, Roger always has a stable of prospects that's notorious. I mean, he has great fighters and great prospects that he trains also. I mean, it's hard to go against that. He's so busy. He's probably the busiest trainer by far in boxing.
Let's talk about this middleweight that they have. Robert has a middleweight right now that they said that Robert actually said it reminds him of Kelly Pavlik. Alexis Espino from Vegas. Alexis Espino is a new middleweight you guys need to keep your eye on. This kid's a monster. One punch knockout. He didn't say he was Kelly Pavlik. He said he reminds you of Kelly because he fights tall and he has a one punch knockout right hand. You know what I mean?
Streets.
And he blocked. And if you watched him, he blocks his shots like you. He does a lot of this.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
I wonder where he learned it from.
What do you think? Watching videos.
Probably. I'll take that. I'll say yeah. Am I reaching that? I say that Usyk is a better version of Loma. Sergio, I'm not even reading that. Darren says Water and Fury one up Joshua by fighting each other. They both have the shine now. I can agree with that, but don't think that one of them ain't going to fight Joshua here soon. Oh hell.
What's that? Wilder and Fury. Yeah, I mean, you know the problem is I haven't been real sold on Joshua after his last. I was big on it. His last few fights, he looked like shit, and against guys that he shouldn't look like shit against. You know what I mean? Any updates on Stevenson? Oliver, you know, the last I heard that he got moved from a critical condition to stable, but they said he has severe brain damage that's probably never going to get cured. Yeah. You're going to see he's going to.
I mean, I think the longer they keep him on the feeding tube also, or the machines, not feeding tube, but the machines, that's not good.
I think so too.
What happens with Kronk now that Ladd is out, Lee is gone, and Stevenson is hurt?
Kronk?
Yeah.
Kronk has been dead for years anyway. Yeah. But they're always going to bring somebody up through there.
The last one when it was good was when Taylor trained there.
Yeah. Right?
And Stewart was alive. Still, even then it wasn't nothing, though. The Ukrainian hit so hard. They said he regressed. That's what I'm thinking too, Oliver. I mean, anytime you're on life support that long, though, and you're in a coma, it's not good.
You know.
Just keep him in prayers.
Yeah, I mean, that's all. And let's talk about that. We've had so many people say that they hope Stevenson dies. Fuck him, he deserves it. You know what? No matter what this dude did in his life, he paid the price for whatever happened. His jail, he did it, and I don't wish death on anybody. What did I like him as a fighter? No, I didn't like him as a fighter.
The same ones that are saying that are the same ones that watched him fight, and he entertained you, and that makes no sense. You don't know that was 20 years ago. We don't know the whole stories of everything. No. So,
I mean, the guy came over from Haiti, right, off a boat. What else are you gonna do for a living? How else are you gonna make money at that time? Do I agree with it? Absolutely not. But. No, but Alicia wants to know, how about another one of Robert's fighters, Hector Tanara Jr.? Thoughts on him? I'm very curious. I love Hector Tanara. I think he's a future world champion. I would like to see him move a little quicker. Maybe I'd like to see them move him a little quicker because I think he can handle it. I think he's amazing. Are you lazy fat feral cat said? Are you guys excited about Chisora and White? No, I'm not really excited about it.
Tyrone Freitas, and he fight with a higher ring IQ and with more maturity. He loves the middle weight at 200 pounds. Fuck those guys. No one deserves brain damage. He has a newborn and wife.
Even if he didn't, even if he was single and ate raviolis at home every night with a black and white TV, he doesn't deserve death.
I mean, listen, you know what's even worse about it? it's sadder is nobody was saying shit all these years that he's been fighting. You guys were watching and has been putting him as one of the hardest punchers. And then something like this happens and you guys, now that's what you want to throw out there. It's horrible.
No, I mean, it's ridiculous the way that Tank versus Mara's thoughts. Esteban. I like both fighters, but I really think Tank might be a little too strong for Abner. There's a way for Abner to beat him if Abner can box him. If Abner can box him and keep him at the end of his punches, but Abner doesn't fight like that. Abner will get down, he'll brawl with you.
Well, I don't know if even if boxing, that's going to leave him open to get caught with a straight.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to go by that, Sergio. It really is. Hey, listen, we go be wrapping up here in the next minute. Kelly Powell, you ever worried that you hurt an opponent permanently during your career? I'm worried about doing it. I mean, it is, especially at the moment when you knock somebody out. Do you want to knock somebody? It's weird. Do you want to knock somebody out? Yeah, you do. You want to end the fight. You want to get out, or you want to get a KO. But at the same time, you never want to see a guy seriously hurt or put him in that situation. And every time I knock somebody out, a good knockout, I waited to celebrate, waited to make sure they were okay and they came back too. And yeah, you don't want to hurt nobody bad ever.
Sergio, so James, you taught me to never call any pugilist a can of tomato, bum, scrub, garbage. It's my new code. Yeah, you're a fucking asshole if you do that. If you call a fighter a scrub, a bum, a tomato can, you're a piece of shit. But no, Sergio, I'm happy that you did. That's one of the things I've tried not to do. And also another thing I'm against is putting letter grades on fighters. I hate putting B, C, D. This guy's a C fighter because
you know Ricky Ray put a grade on your pro career and he called it a B.
It was a B. I was undefeated.
Well, it was being nice, so you didn't get mad at him. He said it was a C.
Well, that's okay, but I was still undefeated, wasn't I?
Yeah, fuck was you? That's what.
But no, was I undefeated? Yes
you
or no?
were, man.
Did I ever get knocked out?
No.
On the same token, did I ever knock anybody out?
No, but you know, it was because lack of competition out there.
I had management problems. I had promotional issues. How do I refer to a fighter, Sergio? By their fucking name. That's how I refer to them. By their name, homie. No, you know what? I refer to them by their name. If they're good, I say, hey, they're good. If I say they're not good, they're not good. But I don't disrespect a fighter by putting a letter grade on them. Because let me tell you what, any D- fighter out there will beat the shit out of you in the street.
Yeah, Sergio says, James, how do you distinguish a pugilist?
Pugilista? You mean the disease or the actual fighter? How do I do? Either they're good or they're good, great, needs improvement, or
they're bad.
Or bad. But I don't disrespect a fighter by putting a letter grade on them or saying that they're bums. Because anybody who gets in the ring for your entertainment is not a bum.
Yes, well, we'll get Roger back on. We don't want to put him on too much in a row, especially being close friends with us, because we have picky people out there that get mad about that. But no, we'll have Roger back on for sure. He's always fun to have on. But hey, listen, we are going to wrap up the show for this week. I want to thank all you guys for listening. Go to the YouTube, subscribe and share. And you got anything to say?
I just want to say thank you for everybody watching today. We can't have this show without you. You guys are what makes this show. If you share the show, share it and keep sharing it. Because this is what makes the show go. Also, guys, if you guys have, there are sponsors. Right now, we have openings for sponsorship opportunities for the show. Our sponsorships just opened up. We were pretty much booked on sponsors this past year. But every year we open up, once or twice a year for sponsorships. Yeah. If you guys want to sponsor the show and want to get your business out there, especially in front of this Joe Rogan thing, where he has 23 million viewers, let us know, inbox us. And also going to camp with Mikey Garcia, get your business or your company out there to be advertised during that time period. Everybody's going to watch. Let us know. You can message us or message Amy Green or Alicia, and they'll set you in the right direction. But if I want you guys to, what do we got to do? What they got to do?
I said share and subscribe.
And what they hit?
The bell.
Also, guys, if you want
Mick, quit ringing that bell.
if you guys want autographed pictures, send a self-addressed stopped envelope or
Whoa, what are you talking about?
if you want
You're signing that shit?
No, you are, but it has to come. But you said you would. Remember?
No.
Okay, well, Kelly's not signing.
Fucking liar.
He did lie, didn't he?
Nah, I'll sign.
Kelly's gonna sign.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Called you out.
Anyway, if you guys need that autograph, send a self-addressed stamped envelope or shipping, and you send it to 4806 Mahoning Avenue, Mahoning Avenue, Youngstown, Ohio, 44515, care of James Dominguez. And I don't want all you ladies getting my address and coming
Thanks,
over.
TJ.
I don't want all you ladies getting my address and coming over all times of the night. Is my nose growing? Ricky's gonna show up. Ricky's gonna show up.
Ricky and Charlie Z's
Ricky
gonna
and
show
Damon Martinez are gonna show up. Hey, Sergio said, Kelly and James, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And thank you for the connection with Amy.
No problem,
Anytime, bro.
Sergio.
Thank you, TJ. We appreciate you. Thank you, Tyrone. You guys have a great night, and we will see you next Tuesday. Oh, you know what see you next Tuesday means?
Yeah.
Ah!
Bye.
Bye.